I've been a Hasty Bake fan for years now, and I've had people ask me in the past, well, what's so great about a Hasty Bake? Well, for starters, let's talk about the ash pan and the firebox. Now, the ash pan is easy to access, and the firebox is as well. You can easily add charcoal and light the grill from the side door. And when adding charcoal, you don't need to add too much. 2 or 3 big handfuls will be more than enough for a typical cook like burgers, brats, or in my case today, chicken thighs, which are far superior to chicken breast. Just thought I'd throw that in. The best part about the firebox though is that it's adjustable. It has a crank on the side that you can turn, and it raises and lowers the firebox to your desired height. In my opinion, this is the best part about a Hasty Bake. It's what makes it truly versatile. Having the ability to crank it up to the sear setting and cook steaks, or drop it all the way to the smoke setting and cook a pork butt, is the definition of versatility. The inclusion of the heat deflector also adds even more versatility for whatever you're cooking. Hasty Bake even makes things like this Hasty Snake that you can drop in the middle of the firebox, lay your charcoal all around it, and then it allows you to use the snake method to cook really low and slow. But typically I like to just set up for a 2-zone fire. So on the door side I like to add my charcoal, and I'll leave the other half of the firebox empty. That way I can move things to the other side when they start getting closer to being done. Now, that's some general information about Hasty Bake grills, but let's talk about this one in particular and why it looks so different. This is the Hasty Bake Legacy 133 charcoal grill. Would you believe that this thing's only a couple of months old? It's actually made from what's called Corten steel, and it naturally weathers and patinas over time. In my case, it's gone from looking brand new, almost like this stainless steel look, to what you currently see in just a couple of months. Now, the longer it's out in the elements, the more that this thing will continue to patina. Keep in mind, mine is in a covered patio and it is still weathering just fine. It has more of an orange color to it right now, but as time goes on, it gets darker. And if you get to a spot you like the color of the patina, folks at Hasty Bake suggest using linseed oil to lock it in, and it'll hold that color. Another thing that separates this grill from others like the Legacy 131 that you may have seen here on my channel is that the folks at Hasty Bake have redesigned the airflow vents. They've now switched to the round vent style, similar to that of their roughneck smokers, and not only that, but they put 2 of them on each side. Switching to this style of vent dramatically increases the airflow potential, making things like searing steaks much easier. But the drawback to that is that you have to learn to not use a lot of charcoal because it can try to run away with you when you're first learning the ropes. The Corten steel also radiates heat much differently than my powder-coated 131 model, and that aids in making higher temps easier to achieve. However, without the addition of the powder coating, the grill does get much hotter to the touch, so you just want to be aware of that. The Legacy 133 is going to come in around 42 inches high, about 21 inches deep, and about 30 inches wide. And your overall cooking space inside, you're looking at about a little over 500 square inches of cooking space. So plenty of cooking space for most anything that you're going to need to do. It also has a 5-year parts and workmanship warranty. And if I haven't mentioned it, this thing is extremely heavy duty all the way around. The grates are also very unique because they're not simply flat. Instead, they taper slowly toward the center of the grill, and then there's this grease rod that catches falling grease and runs it out to the grease pan. I've recently cleaned this one, but for things like burgers, this thing works really, really well. Just remember to keep the grease rod cleaned, as it can clog up from time to time, and then it'll catch on fire. Don't ask me how I know. Another thing that I love about Hasty Bake is that they're made in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that means if you have any problems, you're going to talk to real people here in the U.S. Also, they sell replacement parts for just about every part of this grill, and I love that. They also have some really cool accessories like rotisserie kits, griddles, side tables, and their latest addition, which is a pizza oven insert. Hasty Bake has a bit of a cult following, and for a good reason. They're simply made to last. Before I got mine, I went through multiple grills trying to find something I liked and that would actually stand the test of time. When I was a kid, my grandfather had a Hasty Bake for over 30 years. I've been using them now for about 5 years, and I won't be going anywhere else. Sure, they're not the flashiest thing on the market, but they have this cool, classic vibe that we love and we think works great for our outdoor space. So, if you've had your eye on Hasty Bake, but powder coated really wasn't your thing, and neither is stainless steel, well, this Corten steel version may be a really cool opportunity for for you to do something a little bit different that is definitely unique. I will leave a link down in the description below, and if you use that link, it doesn't cost you anything different. It just helps the channel out, and we greatly appreciate it. If you got any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I'd be happy to help in any way that I can.